I want you to get on your feet. I want you to get that old ugly frown off your face and welcome God's comedian, Mr. Brad Stine.
I want to hear you. Come on. I want to hear this group right now. Now those guys right. Now you right in the middle. Now you people. And lastly, you guys, let me. Oh, I am excited to be here. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been looking forward. I've been watching from backstage. Another round of applause for this amazing band. Are you kidding me? What? Another round of applause for every soul that's been saved in the last 2 weeks in this church. Are you serious? You are doing some damage here in Columbus. And lastly, one more round of applause for your senior pastor, the blackest white man I have ever seen in my life, Rod Parsley. Come on. Oh, yes. Well, we're just getting started. We are just starting. Be my guest. Sit down. Enjoy. I know you're charismatics. You're not used to sitting. But we are here to enjoy ourselves. I love coming to Ohio. First off, it's easy to spell. I love the four-letter states. I love it because it's middle America. I love it because it's farm community. I love it because it's blue collar. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, people. I love it because you remember what made this nation great, the Judeo-Christian ethic that made us the greatest nation the world had ever seen. They still think we're better than everybody else. They still want in. That's how you know if you're great. Do they want in or do they want out? Haven't heard about anybody digging tunnels trying to make it into North Korea. They want here because we're a great nation, but let me tell you why I love Ohio more than anything. Because you hunt, you fish, and you don't apologize for it, and that's America. I am sick up to here with the political correct. Don't shoot the animals, they might get their feelings hurt. This is Ohio. You don't even pretend to be animal rights activists. You people are see the bunny, shoot it, eat it, make a hat. That's a cute bunny. Yeah, that sure was a cute bunny there. That a snake? No, that's a boot right there. Put that on. That's America. Shoot it, eat it. You got a head left over, hang it on your wall. Because you had to be self-sufficient. You had to take care of yourself. You had to come to a country created with the idea that Jesus Christ would be honored, with the idea that you would take care of your neighbor. That's part of what we were all about. The church was going to do it. Didn't need the government to do it. Church would do it. People would do it. And that's why when I come here, I love it. I see every race, color, and creed here. But you know what I really love, Pastor? You know what I love seeing here? Men. Men in church. Oh, man, yes. Men belong in church. Ladies, it's not against you. We love you. You're the greatest prayer warriors. You're powerful. You've been part of the church from the get-go. We love you. You have all the parts we're looking for. But let me tell you why I love Ohio. Because not only do the men go to church, when you go, you're packing. How do you not love that? That has got to make your altar calls a lot more effective. Would you like to accept Jesus as your Savior? I don't know. Yes, I would. I would. Should have done it last week. What was I thinking? Because that's what I'm talking about. The idea of what makes this nation great was men came here to be warriors. To be warriors. To stand for things that were important. Stand for things that needed to be done in a nation that had never done it before. Where God would be honored. So I like to see that. See, I don't know what's happened to this nation. Bunch of whiners. Are you kidding me? We weren't built by whiners. That's not what made this nation great. I'm telling you right now, we got people whining about the weather. First off, you can't change it. Just be happy. You got food on your table, you got a roof over your head, you got clothes on your back. You're good. No whining in America. I was in California in January. I know, that's the punchline. That's all I got right there. That's the punchline right there. That California, the most wussified state in the United stinking States of America. Look at the people. Oh my gosh, I'm not used to this guy. Well, he brought me in, so you're gonna have to suck it up. He brought me in. Buckle up. I can see some of the people that came in as visitors. Oh, he's a Christian comedian. Great. Where's your puppet? You know, and by the way, if you're in the puppet ministry, you know, quit, because you're embarrassing us. That's what I'm saying. What? One guy in the back with a trunk. Let's go. He's not funny anymore. He's gone too far this time. I love you people. You laugh and stop simultaneously. I've never seen this before. I want you to have fun. You're supposed to laugh. Why do you laugh? Because it's something God has given you called joy. Joy is a transcendent human trait given to us to remind us that we are unique. I mean, I've only been up here 5 minutes. Everybody's been laughing together. Feels good. Have you ever thought about this? In the entire universe, the only thing that laughs is people. Some doesn't laugh. Vegetables don't laugh. Animals don't laugh. Animals don't laugh. That's why we eat them. You frown, you're going down. That's just the way it's got to be. There's a hierarchy of how things are going to be. But I look at this whining. I don't know what's happened to us. I was in California, and it was January. They're complaining, oh, it's so cold. It's super cold. If you don't know what this is, it's called the Snowflake Dance. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Oh, what if somebody gets their feelings hurt? I'm in California in January. They're crying. It's so cold. Are you ready? 60! Let me explain something to you. I was in cold. I was in Winnipeg, Canada once in January. 70 below! 70! And people live there on purpose. I could understand if it was a place of exile. A place you were sent because you were bad in hell. But people want to be there. There was actually people there with their kids. Oh, should have been here last year. It was really cold. I don't want to reach a place where 70 below zero is considered nippy. Thank you. Don't want to live in a place where you go out to get your mail and then you die. Don't want to live in a town where everybody smokes because nobody wants to prolong their life expectancy. There's 3-year-olds on tricycles. You sick yet? I don't even have a tumor. Guys getting locked out of the house. Honey! That's cold. But here's my point. Take them out of the cold, put them in the hot. What do they do? Whine. Because it's not about the weather. It's about a lack of character. It's about a lack of character. If you are healthy, strong, fed, if you're in a place of freedom, if you can come to church and nobody's putting a gun to your head saying, get out, you are good. Freedom. Liberty. That's what we have. Are we perfect? Of course not. Of course America's not perfect. How could it be? It's filled with people. People are sinners. The founders knew that. They knew that. They knew we were going to be unique and different. It was going to be difficult because we were going to get people from every race, color, and creed, every culture, every immigrant coming to this nation, bringing the best of their culture here, and then becoming one of us. It was going to be unlike anything that had ever been seen before, and they pulled it off. Why? No whining! I went to Vegas. Y'all been to Vegas, right? You look, it's a Christian church. We've never actually heard of Las Vegas before, sir. Is that in the Babylonian Empire, or what? First time I ever went to Vegas was in the month of July. Anybody think about taking a family getaway to Vegas in July? Do this. It was 120. And you know what it should be? It's the desert. That's where 120 hangs out. The problem is not is it hot in the desert. The problem is why would you start a town there? What are your options? Well, we don't have enough fuel to make it to the surface of the sun. Let's all live here. Okay, Brigham, let's go to Vegas. I'm putting sunscreen on, it's crawling off. You're on your own. They don't walk their dog during the day. I thought because they might caca. No, because they might burst into flame. Those hairy poodles. Come on, Fifi. Ah! Vegas, Mexican word, it means move. Even the cactus is saying, stop. When the shrubbery is speaking to you, my brother, heed. But that's what I'm saying. It's a different idea of what we need to be as warriors in America. Because it's a new America. It's a new America. Everything that you hold treasure, everything you hold dear, everything that you're here to worship today is hated now. That's just reality. That's not some kind of conflict. And by the way, look around, because we got lots of colors here today. You know why? Because we're children of God. Not America. Children of God. You see, the founders knew that we were going to be autonomous, because that's how God made us. You can choose to obey him or not obey him. There's a cost, but you're going to do what you want. So every state was going to be unique. It was going to be like its own country, its own governor, its own infrastructure, its own ability to make wealth, sell wealth. And we were going to choose to come together and become a United States. And the best news of all, there'll be a really small federal government. Oops. There's consequences to ideas, my friends. There's consequences to not heeding the warnings. Consequences. So I love each state and how it has its own unique flavor. Ohio. I've discovered the biggest waste of taxpayer money in Ohio. Driving up and down your freeways. It's your incredibly optimistic but naive investment in speed limit signs. They're not working. Clearly, there is no limit to the speed in Ohio. Because all I saw, don't waste the paint. Call it what it is, speed, because that's all that's going on out there. I don't know how fast. And then I made a mistake. I made a terrible mistake. Without asking your permission, I merged into the fast lane. Look at these people. Oh. That's our lane. Now, I don't know how fast you have to go in the fast lane in Ohio, but apparently you have to go faster than the fastest guy that's fastly approaching your butt. You want to be in the fast lane, you better be the fastest man in Ohio. I got some guy right on top of me in his big old Ohio truck. Ah! Ah! Just kind of like, what's going on? Ah! He had 2 children in the backseat and a car seat. Apparently, this was a teaching moment. Ah! He's just all angry at me. Look at this guy, kids. He's going like 65 in a 65. He was angry at me because I was obeying the law. Same guy that would get mad if the cop pulled him over for speeding if the cop was hiding. Hey, where were you? Behind a bush? That's not fair. You're supposed to be out in the open so I can slow down before I pass you. That's how it works in Ohio. Why? Because we have become a nation of narcissists. A nation who cares only about our feelings, our desires, our emotions. It can't be more unchristian than that. Because your emotions are irrelevant to God's laws. It's just the way it is. But see, I'm in one of the few churches in America, my brother, whose pastor lets you have these pieces of information every week. Notice one thing about that I do want you to understand. It's not political. That's what people say, oh, it's political. No, I'm not. It's about cultural issues that affect me. Because I'm a Christian. You know what my purpose is, like yours? To redeem the culture. Yeah. That's your purpose. So you have to speak of these things. Going up and down Ohio, it's so unique, it's so special. You got these big old, Columbus, cool cities, and you drive 5 minutes and there's like nothing left. Where is everybody? I love that. I counted 12 deer crossing signs on the way here, which is ironic because I counted 13 dead deer. Clearly, the deer are taking these signs literally. And they don't work because they never make it. Call it what they should be. Deer tried crossing. Deer took a shot. It's always the little ones, too. It's always the little ones, too, like the little baby deer or the mama deer, right? The fawn, or wait, no, what's a fawn? Baby? Oh, what's the mother? Oh, so doe's a deer, a female deer? They fall for that every time. You never see a 10-point buck on the side of the road. You know why? Because a 10-point buck learned to send his family out first. Hey, babe, it says deer crossing. Give it a shot. See what happens. All right, son, let's go a little bit further down. Gonna need a new wife next season. He learned from his ways. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what signs are for. They're supposed to remind you of what could happen so you can avoid it. There's a biblical mandate called sign of the times. Be aware. Be aware a war took place here so you don't have to have another one. Be aware a constitution was created here so somebody won't steal your rights. This is why we're still free, but it's hanging on by a thread. By a thread. I know you people are thinking, this part isn't funny. No, it's true. See, the truth is so difficult for people to hear in America because we are now a post-truth generation. Not postmodern, post-truth. People now are telling you that you don't even get to be living in reality. And let me tell you something, this is America. You have the right to live in a fantasy if you choose, but you do not have the right to force me to live there with you. Why? Because your rights don't trump my liberties. Everybody's in the same boat. The moment your rights trump mine, you're out of line. But who's supposed to fight for these things? The same people that used to fight for these things. The Black Robe Regiment of pastors, and he's one of the few I've ever seen. I'm not here to suck you up, brother. I have seen what you say. That you know how few pastors are left in America that will stand up and say the things this man says? I have people that hate my faith that try to use it against me. You Christians aren't supposed to offend people. I'm like, really? Then you know nothing of my faith. We're not allowed to maliciously offend you. Not allowed to think I'm better than you. I'm not. Not allowed to think God likes me more. He doesn't. Not allowed to think I'm superior. I'm not. Trust me. The only reason I'm a Christian, it's the only religion that would have me. I tried to join the other. Can I join you? No bacon. I'm out. I'm out. What kind of God would deny me a BLT? I'm out of here. But when the truth offends you, that's your problem. The truth is supposed to offend you. That's how you know you don't have it. Christians call it conviction. Don't you understand when you don't want to offend somebody with truth because you'll hurt their feelings? You are stealing their opportunity for repentance. You are loving them to hell. Wow, what kind of anointing's on this stage, brother? I thought I was just a comedian. Meanwhile, your daughter's on her phone. Listen, millennial. And her dad is like, take her! Hope I'm not interrupting you. Where are you going afterwards? Look at her, she's scared to death. The rest of the people are like, look straight ahead, he won't talk to us. I was in Wisconsin in January. Woot woot. We have this giant guy, one poor Wisconsinite. Woot woot. I got out alive. driving over a bridge over a lake. And there were 7 tents in the middle of the lake. Now, I'm no outdoorsman, but I'm thinking that has got to be the most disappointing camping trip. You know what I found out? They weren't camping. You know what these people were doing? Yes, only you would know that. They were fishing on a frozen lake. How addicted to fishing do you have to be that you can't wait for the water to get wet? But it's American ingenuity at work. The fish are under the ice, they are hungry, it's January, and they're out of cheese. See, I always figured God would give us clues to what a good day to fish might be. And I'm thinking, if you're going fishing, but you have to bring a saw, not a good day to fish. If you can make it out to the middle of the lake without a boat, you're either Jesus, it's not a good day to fish. When you cast your worm out, and when it lands, it gets a concussion. Not a good day to fish. Because that's Wisconsin, completely different than Ohio, which has its own flavor. And the founders were smart because they were geniuses, they certainly were. They used the best ideas that they could come up with to try to create a freedom of people from all walks of life, which is not easy to do. But you didn't have to be a genius to start a state. Look at Arizona. I'm not putting out Arizona. What I'm getting at is they were created by cowboys. Illiterate cowboys. Clearly. Look at their capital. What are we going to call the capital? I say we call it Phoenix. How do you spell that? Well, P. H. We better get it right now. Fee. O. And they kept it. Because in America, you want to make Phoenix P-H-O, you can. That's freedom. Then I went to Florida. Oh, I love Florida. That is my kind of state. It just hangs right out there. Like a full sleeve, brother, like a full sleeve. I see everybody's got tattoos in this joint. I love that. I don't have any. I'm not putting you down, by the way, if you have a tattoo. Obviously, it's the new trend. I just don't have any because I stopped drawing on myself when I was 4. But anyways. What? Look at the people. What if there's somebody here with a tattoo? They might get their feelings hurt. That's my point. What has happened to America? If you have a tattoo and you can't take a joke about tattoos, you don't deserve a tattoo. Come on, brother. Oh, for crying, they're ruining it. Millennial, your age, young lady, you're ruining America for us. See, nowadays, people wake up and go get a tattoo. It used to be you woke up and discovered you had a tattoo. Hey, where'd this come from? And why am I in a dumpster? That's the way it used to be. I had a guy with a tattoo, got all excited. Dude. I got a tat. I don't know what the black equivalent is to the surfer dude, but this is our people that we have to ignore. I got a tat. And this is what he told me. Full sleeve. Shoulder down to my wrist. Full sleeve, $5,000. I said, really? Because I got 2 sleeves, underwear, and socks, $5, Walmart. Yeah. You might want to shop around. I had a guy tell me this. Hey, dude, what's wrong? Why don't you like tats? I said, I do like tats. But saying, I don't want to do something I can't erase. That's all. I just didn't want to do something I can't erase. The guy came up to me and said, hey, we don't want to erase them, but if you ever want to erase your tat, you can always burn it off with a laser. This was a win for this guy. Sure, it'll leave a scar. At least the tattoo's gone. I'm going, well, now you got a scar. What are you going to do? Let's follow your train of logic. I guess you could cut your arm off. Sure, it'll leave a stump. But at least the scar's gone. Ooh. Actually, he'd be, ooh, you know, that's how he'd be. But there they go again. What if there's somebody here with no arms who're going to get their feelings hurt? Well, at least they can't punch me, you know. But anyway, two armless jokes, one church. That's how good I am. See, I'm so tired of the degradation of one American to another. We now have people in this country telling me that they have to be offended for somebody else. Do you know how demeaning that is? If I choose to be offended, let me do it on my own terms. Don't need somebody to treat me like a child that I don't even know I'm being insulted. Maybe I'm a big enough boy, I can handle it. If there's somebody here with no arms, they want to be joked with too. I'll prove it. Raise your hand if you have no arms. Three armless jokes, one church. Where are you from, brother? Columbus? Okay, cool. Well, your whole life? Most of your life. Okay, God bless you for coming out here. You just dress good, looks good. You're probably a rich man, right? Mayor? Are you the mayor? Is that what it is? I like it. It's looking good. See, this is what it looks like in church. Every people, every group, every people doing the best they can, wherever they come from, trying to come together, because only in Christianity were we given truths that no other religion ever thought of. For example, there's no male, female. For example, there's no bond or free. For example, there's no Jew, Gentile. Have you ever heard of anything like that before? What does that mean, there's no Jew and Gentile? But there is. Ah, yes. Always admire your history. Always remember your history and honor the people that went before you, especially if they had hard times. But you're no longer identified by them. You are a child of God. So that's the first thing. We don't no longer identify by who we came from. We just respect it. No male or female. Does that mean there's no genders? That's what we hear now. No. Be strong about being a woman. Be strong about being a man. You've been given special, unique elements that only God gave to us. But you're no longer identified by your gender. You're a child of God. No bond or free. Class system. I don't care if you're rich or poor. Irrelevant. You're a child of God. If you're rich, go help out those who need help. If you're poor, don't be concerned or crying or whining about it. Let God take care of you and watch what he does. This is the only religion in history that showed people how to become one. The only one. But you got to do it. That's why you need your Bible. Everybody's afraid of Christianity. We're the #1 persecuted people group on earth. Why? Because we have the truth. Nothing more frightening to the progressive than truth, because it means you have to adapt to the lifestyle that God tells us. People say you shouldn't talk about these things, about strength and warriorship. God always did. How many people have a Bible? Yeah. You know what the Bible calls itself? A sword. A sword. And if you memorize scriptures, that's a concealed weapon. That'd be a Glock. But I was in Florida. Big and hanging out there. I love those guys because they want to be part of the U.S., but they're like just hanging out there surrounded by the Atlantic. So if things go wrong, they got options. I love them because they allow their alligators to run wild. That is such an American thing. They have a 120-mile stretch of freeway called Alligator Alley where they let the alligators go back and forth, and you're allowed to drive up and down there. Don't get a flat. AAA, hey, they're coming. They let alligators on the golf course. This is taking a handicap to a whole new level. You'd think they'd be protecting those alligators. Nope. You know what they're most protective of? You know what the animal they most care about? The manatee. You see billboards, don't hurt the manatee, don't scare the manatee. Have you ever seen a manatee? Maybe the ugliest animal of all time. They're just big, fat, has little flaps, lives in the ocean, can't swim. Wanted to be a mermaid, didn't make it. It's like an inner tube, went wrong. Manatee, Indian word, it means God gave up. Because it looked like he was building it, and a creature got distracted and it wandered away. Hey, I got something going here, God. Yeah, what is it? Wait! You're not finished yet! Fine, stay like that. They're always getting hit by boats. People get upset. It got hit by a boat. It's got scars in its head. It got hit by a boat. No, it didn't. Got to look at its face and threw itself in the propeller. That's what happened. I'm hideous. You should see your people like, what if there's a manatee here seeking? And maybe he has no arms and he's got a tattoo. I will not stand and watch my country ripped away from my hands because I didn't have the courage to say enough already. Where are the warriors? Where are they? Don't you know why people go through so many traumas in life? Because you become a Christian and you're supposed to share with others. My black brothers and sisters, you didn't come here on purpose. Slaves, think what you can teach us about what that feels like. You're gonna have to teach us because they hate Christians now. It's our turn. We're on the same boat. How about those Jewish believers? Oh, what can you teach us about the heritage I'm grafted in? What can you teach me about who I was and where I come from? Because all of the Old Testament stories you read about, the Israelites, if you're a Christian, that's your people. That's your people. That's your stories. That's your legacy. How about you old people? I love the old people. Oh my gosh, what if there's an old person here? They're going to get their feelings hurt. If they're old, they can take a joke. Oh my gosh. Instead of saying old is bad, how about it's a badge of honor? You are the wisdom carriers. You're the ones we need to go to grow and learn. Who were we? Pass it on. Oh, I want to be old. I want to get in the fast lane going 42 miles an hour with my blinker on for no reason whatsoever. I'm old. I deserve this lane. I want to wear underwear, given me the option of not having to go to the bathroom during a baseball game. I want to be there bottom of the night, 2 outs, bases loaded. Everybody else is going like this, and I'm going, ah. I want to be old. This poor guy's been stuck here for 45 minutes. You all right, my brother? He's just sitting there. Wendell? I remember 15 years ago when we were on tour, this gentleman was falling around, and he's got the best organ thinking thing going all. And so every time we would speak, he'd be putting it together, and I said to him, you have been Wendellized. Nobody does it like you, my brother, and I'm glad you're still here. This man sits here like that. Do a little for me right now. Do something. I'm telling you, God brings comedians into church so you can laugh at the pain and be free. That's what it means to laugh in the face of the enemy. Oh, I've been Wendellized. I love your band. I just have one question. How bad does your drummer have to be that he has to be covered in bulletproof glass? It's like you got the Pope drumming for you. I'm right here. I'm good. Only place I've ever been to where they have to protect the guy from beer bottles during the worship service. I was in Georgia. I was driving down the freeways in Georgia. They had a radio program that said this: we've removed a sign from Georgia because somebody complained that the sign was sexist. Now, I know what you're thinking. What freeway sign can possibly be construed as sexist? And you people think like that because you people are normal. But somebody complained. Are you ready for this? This is a true story. You know what sign no longer exists on the freeways in Georgia? Ready? Men at work. And by the way, let's cut to the chase. The sign men at work was never accurate. Let's start there, okay? But I'll wait till you all get it. That's a funny joke, I'm telling you right now. Somebody complained that it was sexist because it said men at work. So think about what they're trying to say. What if there was a woman that wants to shovel hot asphalt into the potholes and the freeways in Georgia in July? Her dreams have been dashed. By the way, if you're a woman that wants to shovel hot asphalt into the potholes and the Georgia freeways in July, you're a better man than me. Go empower yourself. Because that is the unique creation of God. Male, female. We're similar, but not the same. We got similar names, but not the same. You got a male, you got a female. You got a man, you got a man. So we're all man, male, but women achieve the fee and the woe. Why? Why is your name 2 letters better than ours? I'll tell you why, because you've got a higher ranking of certain kinds. There's things about women that are superior to men. Number one, you're better looking than we are. Look, none of the guys are complaining. Hey, oh, he's right. He's right about that, that's for sure. You're more aesthetically pleasing to their eye. That's why they make more artwork out of women than out of men. That's why you got the better looking name so we can tell you apart. Look at him, you go, man. Look at her, you go, whoa, man. You got the better attractive name. Plus, women have power because women have purses. Women can survive in the desert for years with the items in their purse alone. Amelia Earhart is alive somewhere, eating lipstick. Women have purses. Purses have purse strings. Purse strings means money. Money is power. Women have purses. They have power. Does that mean they're better than men? No. It means you made yourselves more valuable to men because you're more committed to the relationship. Women see the man they want, they grab him. Not by the lapel, by the soul. Till you gotta have him. Till you can't live without him. And by the way, women don't just give themselves away. They make you earn them. And that's why you get a male and you get a female. Because you can have that male for nothing. But with this male, there's a fee involved. And all. Because God made man first, so he could practice. You know what he was doing. No. See, that's how it was designed. I don't know if you're aware of this, but God is a guy. Look at the people. A couple of the women are laughing. The men are going, can I laugh at that one? Some of them getting that elbow. Except for the men married over 30 years. They got a callus. They don't even feel that anymore. Carry on. How do we know God's a guy? Because he always referred to himself as Father. And back in God's time, Father was considered a dude. I didn't know that was going to get complicated. How else do we know God's a guy? Because everything he invented, he said, was good. And this is before duct tape, I might add. Matter of fact, if God had used duct tape, he would have used a real duck. He's God! How else do we know God's a guy? He worked hard for 6 days and then took a nap on Sunday so he could watch the game. And lastly, how do I know beyond a shadow of doubt that God Almighty is a guy? Because he invented women. And they were naked. Sorry, only a guy would have come. I think we got some Southern Baptists that snuck in. I can't believe he said naked in church. I'm trying to have a pure thought life, and now I've got naked people stuck in my head. All I can picture is naked people dancing through tulips and ivy. Why would he say naked at church? And God said it was good. It was good. And that's the way it says, oh, we got a young man here running the thing. How old are you, buddy? How old are you? 18. See, all the older men are going, very interesting theological concept. 18's got a smile going to the back of his head. Church has never been this fun before, has it, my friend? 18's like, tell me more of this Genesis. And the naked women therein. That's all right, 18. That's how you're designed by God. That's how you're designed by God. That if you're committed to this relationship, you can have a holy, sacred union. And I got good news for you, 18. God's still handing out naked ladies. But they're very expensive. You want one of your own? It's simple. Marry her. Commit your life to her. Watch over her, protect her, defend her, and provide for her until you die. Trust me, it's worth it. Because that's how we were designed. God made man of the dust of the earth. Men were made out of dust. That's why we like to get dirty. It's like a family reunion. I remember you guys. But then he put him to sleep, and he said he breathed into his nostrils and he became a living soul. At that time, human beings became unlike anything else that would ever be created. We were biological, three-dimensional human beings that were also supernaturally infused with the Spirit of God, and we would live forever. Something happened that day that has never changed. You're part of that lineage. And God said, it's good I made stars, good that made sun, good that made vegetables. But it is not good that man should be alone. And we weren't. We were with God. He said, not enough. I'm going to make something exactly like you, but completely different. Something so amazing, so fantastic, you won't be able to live without it, and it's going to drive you out of your mind. And so he pulled from his rib and he crafted her a woman, a womb man. From man's womb she came. That's right. Men were the first ones to give birth. Then we stepped back, observed our handiwork, and said, okay, ladies, you can take it from here. Why do I say these things? Why would a pastor risk his entire ministry to bring me in? Why would a Christian group of people from every wake and walk of life, every lineage, every gender, every history, why would they laugh together at the same things? Because we're laughing at the human experience. Why would they experience joy together? Because we were designed to be in community. We were designed to be one. You can't fake this, let's be racial reconciliation. It either is pure in the church and you show up, or it ain't gonna happen. Well, it showed up here because this is what God can do in America. If you believe, He will return and give us an awakening unlike any we have ever seen. God bless you for coming out. God bless you for supporting this. Keep bringing people. I will not rest until this nation is won back to Jesus Christ. Goodbye, folks. I'll see you soon.